What's up, residents? Jacob here. So if you've been following King of the Monsters for some time now, you'd probably know about the Monarch Sciences marketing campaign that Legendary Films have been doing to help amp up this movie. Recently, we were allowed access to some Monarch records. Or more specifically, a quick little 14-second clip showing how badass Godzilla really is. And today we're gonna talk about it, so let's get to it. Within this clip, Ken Watanabe's character, Dr. Ishiro Serizawa, has something very important to say. His quick piece of dialogue reads,
"He's not only proof that coexistence is possible, Godzilla is the key to it."
So even though that's just one sentence's worth of information, there's a lot that you can get out of it. Him saying that Godzilla is proof that coexistence is possible could potentially be talking about the relationship between humans and Godzilla, and maybe all life on Earth. If you're able to deal with Godzilla, then you're probably going to be able to coexist with about anything that comes at you. But what's really important about this statement is the last part. Godzilla is the key to it, meaning he's the key to coexistence. So what this is pretty much saying is that if Godzilla wasn't around, that potentially all life on Earth wouldn't be able to exist. For us Godzilla fans, saying that he's the reason to be alive is kind of awesome. Another good point to make from this statement is that if Godzilla wasn't around, that all the other large kaiju monsters would probably just destroy the Earth in general. I don't think any life, not just humans, would be able to be here if it was filled with thousands of giant 300-foot-tall, bug-like monster creatures just destroying everything. So you can see why him saying that Godzilla is the key to coexistence, or more likely to say key to life, makes a lot of sense. Now let's go over the images that were played while the audio was going on in this clip. What we see first appears to be some scientists studying an ancient Godzilla cave painting of sorts. The first thing I want to point out is how big this painting is. Man, those ancient people, they had it down. They had some skill too. Looking closer at the actual cave painting image, you can see some real cool stuff. Obviously, the first thing you're going to see is Godzilla and Ghidorah facing off. This is obviously a depiction of the first fight that the monsters had way back when. But when you start to look a little closer into this image, that's when all the good stuff shows up. If you look up towards the top left, you'll see something that is clearly Mothra, appearing to be helping Godzilla in this epic fight. So we already know that Mothra and Godzilla are like BFFs, so that's a good thing to see, but we knew about that. But if you look to the right of the image, what's that right there? Well, it's either King Ghidorah's legs sticking out, or it looks to me like it could be a Muto. So if this first battle was some crazy tag team match between Ghidorah and his minions being the Mutos and other weird nasty bug monsters, and then Godzilla and his pretty little Mothra, that's kind of a cool little take on things, I think. The two giant lizard dragon monsters and their bug minions. Hell yeah. But if you look really close, you can see something that looks like two of Ghidorah's tails down there at the bottom, so it may just be Ghidorah's legs, but it does kind of look like a Muto. And the last thing to point out in this picture is the humans helping Godzilla. You can see them riding horses, shooting what appears to be arrows at Ghidorah. That probably didn't work. And my favorite of the humans within this drawing are the ones that appear to be on Godzilla or in him. So either this means that the ancients were riding Godzilla shooting their bow and arrows at Ghidorah while he was fighting the monster, or this is some sort of deeper meaning, saying that humans and Godzilla are connected, you know? There's a little bit of humanity in Godzilla. Maybe that's what that could be referring to. But let's move on to the next picture. Alright, this image features the G-Man once again. But this time he's not fighting King Ghidorah. Nah, he's fighting something different. If you look close to the bottom left, you'll see what appears to be two spider-looking monsters. These could be different variations of Mutos. It could be something different. But they definitely look like spiders. They don't have 8 legs, but they got that same sort of body going on. So we don't really know who they are, but this is a cool little picture showing that there's just so much monsters out there in the Monsterverse, which makes sense going off that name, I guess, if you think about it. You see those little fish in the middle? I don't know why there would be fish if this was a battle on land, so maybe the ancients were able to see Godzilla fighting these monsters underneath the water. Don't ask me how, but that's what I'm getting out of this. What do you think? This next image right here is actually super pretty. I kinda wish I had this engraved in one of my walls, actually. So you know all those ancient art carvings that I'm sure you've seen throughout your time reading books and all that good stuff? This appears to be a version of that, but with Godzilla. A lot of these in real life depict some sort of ancient giant monsters, but to see this one being Godzilla, that's cool. I really wish this was real, and I can't wait till we find this in real life. Godzilla confirmed and all that, you know? And the clip ends with this right here. Within a lot of the footage that we've received so far for King of the Monsters, we keep seeing clips of this underwater tunnel system that has a lot of ancient writing and drawings of Godzilla all over them, and this appears to be more of that. I'm still not sure who these people are going to be, if they're going to be based on a real-life ancient civilization, or if the people that made this movie are just throwing them in there as a brand new type of people. We don't know about that, but that's the fun thing we'll figure out later. Either way, it's a really weird depiction of Godzilla right here, but that's clearly him. Maybe there was more Godzillas and this is what Godzilla's papi looked like. Guess we'll have to figure out when the movie comes out. One last thing I want to point out about this clip is that each different image has a different date up on top, so that's just another cool little addition in this marketing campaign to throw on some realism. This was found last month, this was found in 2011. I just think that's kind of cool and wanted to point that out. So there you have it, residents. Our quick little recap of this cool little marketing clip. So if you want us to keep covering every little bit of news information that comes out for Godzilla King of the Monsters until its release later in May, just let us know down below. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be kept up to date on everything G-Man. And I'll see ya next time, residents. Have a good day. See you guys.